G'day, Spice Legends. Welcome to Burn and Bites Down Under, the hottest show down under. We're joined tonight by Danny Up and Smoke Wilson, the South Australia champion, representing that area, South Australia, that's right, in the Australian Chilli Championship. He's going to here to talk to us about all things chili and obviously repping his state. So without further ado, let's get the man, the myth, the legend involved, because 3 days until the Australian Chilli Championships go. So here we go.
It's time to play the game. Time to play the game. It's all about the game and how you play it. All about control, and if you can take it. All about your debt, and if you can pay it. It's all about pain and who's gonna make it.
Oh, Danny, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah, good, man. Good.
That's the way, legend. That's the way. Feeling a bit warm?
Oh, yeah.
or about to be? No, okay. I said, or you're about to be a bit warmer soon, mate. How's the weather down in South Australia? Is it getting a bit frosty as well? Like, it's pretty cold up here, mate.
Windy and rainy here. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't envy that kind of weather, mate, for sure. So, obviously, you've been a bit apprised about what's going on. You've been in the chili world for a while. You know what happens with these interviews. We've got 12 questions and obviously 12 products that you've got to play with, mate. What have we got to play with tonight?
Well, I've picked all Australian sauces, so yeah, these are the usual suspects here.
Nice.
But ranging from what I think mild right up into really hot here, but I've got a couple of bangers here as well.
Couple of bangers.
Yeah,
right. What are the bangers?
Huh?
What are the bangers?
So we got Toowoomba Chili's red rum.
Ooh, red rum. This is not Reese. This is Dave.
3 million Scovilles and Xanfire.
And Xanfire, how much is that?
1.7 million, I think.
Okay. Right, I see that one. So you're starting with that one? Like, you fuckhead. No, fair enough. And obviously, all this is going to be also ramping up for the Australian Chilli Championship. Are we allowed to talk about what happened just recently, where you had you unfortunately had a handicap, which is unforeseen? You weren't ready for that either. I mean, but life happens, obviously. But you stuff it. Or you get a crack anyway. Are we allowed to say what happened?
I can't even remember.
That you got sick, like, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I had the flu. I've had the flu for forever now. Like, it went away and then I got it straight away again, like back to back. And back to back.
Oh, the old big C. It wasn't the big C, was it? The big old COVID, was it?
Nah, I had that in April. Nah, this was worse.
It was worse. Oh, okay, fair enough. There you go, mate. All right. Well, mate, let's get right into it, mate. So what's the first thing that you're going to be playing with tonight? I mean, other than anyway, better say something silly then.
I wanted to pull out the Shifty.
I've tried that.
It's really
that one. It almost reminded me of like nacho cheese Doritos for some reason.
Yeah,
the flavor. Is that what you think? Like,
it does. Like, it's definitely a unique flavor. But I don't want to use this on a spoon. This one's something you can drink straight out the fridge.
All right, mate. Well, I'll let you drink it while we ask you your first question. So, mate, wow, going for it. That's good stuff. So, we all sort of know you as you are, mate. But tell us a bit about your first chili experience, mate. Like, what was the first chili experience that you remember being as a kid or an adult, where you first got into it, or your very first chili experience? Tell us a bit about that.
I went to a night market not far from where we live now, and I reckon it was about 5 or 6 years ago. And there was a guy selling all chili factory stuff. I now know him as Gary Arden from the Chili Sauce Distributors, but I didn't know that back then. And I asked him, "What's the hottest thing you've got here?" And he gave me this like reefer paste, You know, the chili factory stuff.
Oh, I'm well aware of that one.
And I had a tolerance of like a jalapeno. You know, that was as high as I could get.
So that would have blown it off for that time, yeah.
I just used to have a few drinks and just torture myself with it. And yeah.
So how did that come across at that time? So you tortured yourself, but it sounds like you sort of obviously enjoyed it a bit to continue to eat it, right?
Well, I think I always liked sort of spicy foods. Whether I could handle them or not, that was a different subject. But
right.
Yeah. So I've always liked
subject. You just did it anyway, just like you said, just tortured yourself.
Yeah. Like we used to have like hot curry, like eating things with my friends and family and stuff, and see who could eat the most. But nothing to the scale that I do now. But yeah. I
like how Aaron Wolski's nicknamed you the Beanie Bandit. You know, you can always change your name from Up and Smoke to the Beanie Bandit. That actually suits you, mate. I reckon Danny the Beanie Bandit Wilson. That's not bad.
I've got a drawer in the house that's just full of beanies.
Oh, there you go. Now, is that because there's not much on top, or is that because it's so fucking cold down there?
Yeah.
So the first one.
I shaved this by choice. Like I can grow a full head of hair. I like to look at TV and walk out the house.
You've watched all the Vin Diesel movies and you never look back.
Well, pretty much. I'm like Vin Diesel on Wish.
Oh, snap! I love a bit of self-deprecation, mate, but that was classic. All right, well, let's go into the next one, mate. What's the next thing you got in that arsenal of yours? The 12 tonight.
Bishops chili hot sauce.
Nice. So for those who don't know, where is this from?
I think that's in New South Wales. Bishops. I'm not quite sure, but it's a really good sauce. It has a really tomato flavour to it, but apparently it's got no tomato in it.
Ah, that's an interesting accomplishment. So here's it's sort of off the back of what you're just saying there. How often do you eat chili and spicy food pre-Australian Chilli Championships, and then now obviously working towards it? How often are we eating stuff now?
I have chili every single night, whether it be mild or whatnot, but there's chili in every meal. Like I'm always pulling out the sauces and whatnot. But yeah, the sauces are definitely getting hotter right about now. Like I don't really pull out the mild one.
Kylie says you hardly ever have chili. Oh, yeah, what a Vin Diesel from Wish. Just like me, I'm Uncle Mungo from Wish. Thanks, Licky. Good one. So obviously every day, but that now revving up to the Australian Chilli Championships, mate. Like, what's the training regime look like now?
Like I've been doing a lot of sauce shops and just drinking sauce like you saw, like out the bottle, and just trying to prepare my stomach for that. Because last year it was the sauce that put me out. It was the demonic.
Yeah, and look, I'm not going to rag on you for that, because obviously it wasn't just that. Because the thing about the comp is it is consumption, right? It is a lot. It is quick, and we don't have a time on it. We just go next round as soon as the next person comes. And so if people aren't aware, how we've designed it is that we will go to the next round based on the last person who eats, right? If people aren't aware, and I'm going to remind people, if that person is taking too long, right, I'm going to give them a regular amount of time and then we're going to go, as soon as I start looking at my watch, I'm going to give them 2 minutes to complete that. Otherwise, they're out, right? Yeah. So I'm going to remind everyone, I'm going to make sure that everyone's aware of that rule, right? It's not a speed challenge, but if you're slowing down the train, the pain train, if you're slowing the pain train down, then I'm going to give you 2 minutes. But as you're probably aware, like every other person in a chili competition, 2 minutes is like a fucking lifetime when you're burning, isn't it? You know, so everyone is waiting on you like, hurry the fuck up, man. Because obviously everyone's counting down to the moment that those cramps begin, and I'm aware, and I'm sure you're really well aware. Everyone is well aware. They're going, there's a time frame where you're going to go, ooh. Either that's warm to, I think I'm in trouble. And I'm sure everyone knows what that threshold is, or has a rough time or a rough threshold where they go, I've put too much in there, or I've put too much naughty stuff in there, and now the naughty stuff wants to come out one of the holes. And I think everyone's wary of that at the same time, and has this level that they can go to, but at the same time, we're going to push that because, again, the pain train has to get moving. It has to get moving forward. You know, we'll try and, that's me by the toothless one taking age. It's just Peter. But no, we'll be trying to be understanding as much as we can, but at the same time, we're not going to try and be a 3-hour comp, right? We're going to try and pump through them, you know. It's not a speed round. It's not speed, but the show must go on. And we all know that, yeah. Spews get the views, says Aaron.
Yeah, they do. And I think that they definitely did last year. Spews got the views.
Oh, yeah. And look, that's the thing. That's what I liked about this competition, right, is everyone had a favourite. And one of the favourites was out. They didn't come second or first. And we're going, oh, no, the king is down, you know. I didn't expect that. Like, I probably knew more information behind the scenes than anyone else. And even I'm just going, wow, what's happening here? You know, so we've got a couple of dark horses in this year. You're a bit of a dark horse too, mate. You're on a different level than you were last year too. So I'm looking to see some interesting things from you too, mate, as well. But what's the next thing you got there, mate?
We've got White's Valley jalapenos, tropical habanero hot sauce.
Ooh, where's this one from? Is this an SA one as well?
Yeah, SA.
All right. So while you're eating some of that one, that must be hot, obviously, if you're putting in a spoon. But I like how you don't put it in a normal spoon, you put it in a bloody soup spoon. That's fantastic.
Call these Voo spoons.
A what?
Friend Voo.
Voosh. Okay. So tell us what got you into competition eating. You told us what got you into chili, but tell us, how did you get into competitions? Like, I've seen you do challenges and stuff before, but what got you into competitions, mate?
Well, basically it was a dare. Somebody dared me to try the Uncle Mungo's DNR challenge. Like,
which is hardcore.
And I thought, yeah, why not? How hot's it really going to be? So I did it, and I passed, but I drank like 8 litres of milk, and I think I ate a couple of ice cream afterwards. But I think I was hooked from that moment.
You're hooked on challenges.
Yeah, like I was like, this is it.
100%. You know, and like, that's the thing, challenges are fun. You sort of also get to know yourself a little bit better, sometimes in the way that you want to, and sometimes in the way that you didn't want to. And you're like, oh, okay, you know, and I've had many a conversation with the bottom of my shower and the bottom of my bath and going, oh, hello again, old friend, long time no see. But I'm sure you having the experience of the year now, that you had something similar as well, right?
Well, yeah. Like, I think it was the pain afterwards as well, but just beating the challenge just gave me this confidence I didn't even know I had. Yeah.
Which is almost sort of like a high in itself. There's obviously the chili high, but then there's adrenaline rush of going and accomplishing something that you didn't know you could do or not. You weren't sure, and that's, you're like, oh, I fucking did it. Yes. You know, and I'm sure that you like you said, you got hooked on that. Is that one of the reasons that you got hooked? You're like, oh, can't believe it. You took the challenge by the balls and you did it anyway, you know?
Yeah. So
good one.
From that, then the Hellfire, the vodka challenges started happening, and I got into that as well. And yeah, the deal was sealed.
That was interesting, you know, and like it's been a very divisive challenge as well. As soon as alcohol gets involved, alcohol is obviously still legal in Australia, right? It's not illegal. Some people believe that it's a vice and stuff like that. That's fine, you know, and everyone has their own perspective on it. But I think a lot of people forget that Australia, our economy for the first 20, 25 years was actually built upon rum sales. And our first hospital in Australia, which is in Sydney, was kept afloat by the sale of rum. Our currency in Australia for the first 20, 25 years was rum. So if people go, you don't have a culture, I'm like, actually we do. It's just not talked about quite a lot. And that's probably another reason why we have such an epic drinking culture in Australia because we traded alcohol for things instead of currency, in our creation of our country at the very beginning, or the colonization with the English. Let's go with that. It's very interesting that our culture is so intertwined with alcohol. But like you said, those challenges were very interesting because they weren't just vodkas. There were some tequilas. I remember one of the ones that really got me was the what was it? What's that black stuff called? Licorice one.
Yeah,
and I hate licorice. Or I don't hate licorice. My body hates licorice. And I'm going, right. And I loved every other moment of every other one, but licorice is just like, nah, and tequila, nah. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's right. I had to remind myself, my body reminded me, like, okay, you don't like these things, or the body doesn't like these things. And that was why it was really cool, like you say, with this challenge, you get to know yourself in a different way, in a different format. What are we saying, Kylie? Century X should have been part of the championship. Yeah, but Kylie, they're not chili, and that's just gag reflexes. Realistically, that's not chili. I agree that's a pretty cool thing on its own, Kylie, but no, that's just gag reflexes, and we want to include chili things.
I've tried to eat those 4 times and never been able to get one down. So
because they're messy in a different way, So that's the only reason. Dip in chili. Oh, okay, Kylie. I'll let you do it then, mate. Fair enough. So, what's the next one you got there in flavour, mate?
Old Uncle Mo's not so sweet chili.
Ooh, Uncle Mo's. Uncle Mo's, Homer. Are you going to light the bit on fire?
Another Adelaide source, this one from South Australia.
Good one. So while you're eating some of that one, mate, everyone seems to have these varying experiences in chili. Tell us, what was the best chili experience you've had thus far?
Again, the second time I did the challenge. A lot of people that had higher tolerances than me, they couldn't beat it. And I smashed it. Earned the nickname Poker Face Wilson from Uncle Mungo.
That's pretty good.
That was my best.
Maybe you should have ran with that, Poker Face Wilson. That's a pretty good name too, actually. What was the other one? The Beanie Bandit and Poker Face Wilson. That's some pretty good nicknames, actually. But I like the Up and Smokes, which are pretty good as well. But it is interesting you're saying with the Yenar. It's a chocolate skull comprised of 16 million Scoville capsaicin. It's pure capsaicin, right? It's just such a psycho challenge in itself. I've heard of one person where they just licked it and they've gone, fuck that, and started getting cap cramps from licking it. And I'm going, that is another fucking level. That is on a completely different scale to things. If you can lick something and start getting cap cramps, wow, So clearly, it's not a normal challenge. It's well beyond the means of normal, and in some ways say necessary. Like as well. Yeah. So look, we're just to sort of discuss with you the best chili experience. What's the worst chili experience you've had? I think everyone seems to have that one time where they've really questioned what they're doing and they're going, do I really want to continue eating chili or doing chili challenges? I'm sure I don't. There's something else I could be doing. I'm sure you've got at least one in your arsenal where you're going, I'm questioning what I'm doing here.
It's like the same thing that was my best chili experience turned into the worst. That's like when the cat cramps kicked in. Like I just laid on the bathroom floor moaning like a club seal for about 6 hours.
Like a club seal.
In and out of the bath in the shower, and then in the end I was sitting on the floor in the shower with the water on me and I vomited on my own like.
Oh, yeah, I've done that. How unique is that feeling? You're going, oh no, I've done myself a bad. Done myself a nasty.
The cap cramps were that bad that the burning down there was like a pleasant distraction.
Yeah, you're like, oh, that's nothing.
It was taking my mind off it.
I've had somebody else tell me where they ran to the toilet because they were lactose intolerant after having the Yenar and some other chocolate things, and they puked involuntarily into the shower, but then the shower water splashed it back on their face and down. So it's on their face and then down. They're downstairs going, no, oh no, oh no, I'm in so much trouble now. And they were just like, oh Jesus, you know. So obviously it sounds like the pregnant chili guys look after you. Yeah. It sounds like the is that one really extreme, unique experience where you're like, oh man. And one person was saying that they had that and they've had children and they reckon that the cramps from that is worse than childbirth and labour pains. And that's a really unique thing to say. Like, you know, to go, oh, yeah.
If you say it to a woman.
No. This is a woman saying she had children and she's gone, this was worse than childbirth and labour pains. I'm going, now that's a hell of a thing to say. Like, that's really an accomplishment in pain. Like, yeah, which is quite frightening, actually. Yeah, that's what people are going, what are you going to do? You're going to kill yourself? And I'm like, well, no, you can survive. It just sucks. So, yeah, even Kylie's saying, yep, agree, you know. So, there you go. Someone who knows from experience. So, mate, what's the next one you got there you got to play with now, mate?
Jibbers, smoked jalapeno.
Ooh, I've tried some of the Jibbers stuff. Where's Jibbers from?
WA.
WA, yeah. I tried some of the Jibbers stuff this year, actually. They've got a pretty good range. I was surprised because they seem to be either a bit newish or just haven't had access to them before because they're all the way in WA. But they seem like a pretty good range, actually. So this is a jalapeno one, is it?
Yeah, it's a 3 out of 5. So
okay. Oh.
Getting a little bit hotter.
Well, let us know how it goes with flavour. But the thing I wanted to ask you is, look, what does your family and friends think of all this chili craziness that you do? Do they think you're just crazy, or are they actually super proud of your accomplishments? Like, what do normal people think of this?
Some people, I wouldn't say proud, but they don't mind it, and they want to sort of try some of the stuff as well within reason. But my mum's probably my biggest supporter. She's like, one day you're going to be on TV.
Well, yeah. Well, you definitely your efforts were seen around the world last year in the Australian Chilli Championships. You may not have gotten far, that's fine, but everyone saw and recognised. Because again, look, I'm never going to shit on anyone who isn't first place in the Australian Chilli Championships, because everything that's been lined up is something that normal people wouldn't be able to do once. One round isn't a normal thing that a normal person would do. None of these rounds. They're just not normal. They're not chili. They're not general public things. Any of these rounds are not for general public consumption. Any of these rounds are not things that normal people can do. So no matter how far any of you guys get in the Australian Chilli Championship, you've already gone further in the first couple of rounds than most normal people can do. So I think everyone needs to recognise that no matter how far you get, that you're doing and as long as you do your best efforts in the Australian Chilli Championship, that you're going further than most humans will, because this isn't normal. It's not a normal competition, and they're definitely not normal products and definitely not normal chilies. And you're well aware of it, mate. You know, so again, I confidently say good luck to everyone, but just do your absolute best, because you just do not know how you're going to be on the day. You do not know how well your training is going to be compared to what you're facing. And you just don't know how your stomach or your mouth is going to go on the day. But all you can do, just like in boxing, is just do your absolute best on the day. That's it. And get the head right. That's about it, you know. All right, mate. So we were just saying that before, like, who will be cheering you on? Like you said, obviously sounds a bit like mum as well. And where will you be competing for the Australian Chilli Championship? Have you figured out a way or a location or what you're going to do with the format?
I think I'm going to sit in the lounge room because it's more comfortable, and sit in a nice big chair. Got a big long coffee table, so I can probably get all the products on there. And so I think that's where I'm probably going to do it, or I'm going to do it out the back on the outdoor table.
Yeah, and look, that's one of the things that people say in competitions. They're going, fuck me, if you're going to have a competition, you better have a fucking back in the chair, because I don't want to think too hard. And I'm like, yeah, because you sort of slumped in your back and you go, oh, and you just don't want anything that's involved with exerting any extra effort. You want your mental space in there and everything focused on that. You know, is that part of your strategy as well? Like you said, you've got this big comfy chair. and the table and everything. It's all organised like that.
Well, I'm taking notes from Greg Barlow. He sat in a nice comfy chair last year.
He was on the couch, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was just couch surfing the whole time, which is kind of unnerving, I think. Maybe that was his strategy too. He's trying to unnerve you guys. And he just saw like that. Somebody goes, it's Mr. Burns chilling on the couch. I was like, oh, fuck, okay. A bit of an insult there. But, geez, he still smashed it, Do you think that taking that into consideration, comfortability, takes a bit of a play in competition eating as well? Do you feel that's involved? Or?
Well, I think if you feel comfortable, then it might relax you a little bit better. And there's a lot of it's nerves. Like if I'm going from last year, like I had a jittery stomach because I'm thinking, wow, this is it. My stomach was already jittery before I started, so I hadn't even had any chili.
Would you say that's sort of more butterflies kind of nerves? Yeah, okay. So that being said, one of the interesting things that's unique about this championship, this competition, is that you do get to do it from your lounge room or your house, or somebody even joked they could do it from their bathroom and sit on the toilet as they go, and if they need to shit themselves, they need to shit themselves. I mean, going, wow, okay, that's taking comfortability to another level. But do you feel that maybe that helps as well, and maybe that calms the nerves? Because a lot of chili competitions that you go to or challenges, you're at a festival or whatever, and you've got to make a beeline or have an eye line. Where are those portaloos? Where is that toilet? Where is my safe space? Where is the medical tent? But if you're at home, you're at your home turf, right? Yeah. You've got your friends and your family there, or that space well. You feel more comfortable in that well. Do you think that comes into play in a different way, or in a better way, a positive way, compared to these outside festivals and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because you got to factor in that there's people watching you at the festivals. Like I know there's people watching me on my phone, but I can't see them. So you're just comfortable. That's the word. So I feel if you're more comfortable, you're more relaxed. Like your nerves, like everything's like it's good for the mind, it's good for the soul.
Get the views, this Kylie. Oh no, that's going to start something else now. So if you had to choose between having a festival competition and now experiencing what you've had here, where you get to be at home, what do you prefer now?
Well, all I've ever really done is at home. I've never really done a proper chili festival, so it's hard for me to say, but I'd like to give one a go.
Yeah. One thing that, and that's why it's such a debatable thing. One thing, other people say that people amp them up, and Greg was saying that he's in his experience that when he was around more people, it amps him up more, which is actually kind of frightening with what he's already achieved so far. But then again, I saw it firsthand when he attempted the world record, and I was like, yeah, okay, no, he's right. Being in a crowd experience, it certainly ups the ante and ups the vibe. It's sort of like when you go clubbing or whatever, you're on a different level. You're at a bar, and the energy changes in the room and it changes you a bit as well. Would you? So that being said, if we decide to get a physical location for the Australian Chilli Championships one day, would you be interested? And then we had a big crowd watching.
Yeah, I'd be keen as. Like I said, you can't really knock it till you've tried it. I've never done a festival in front of people, so yeah, I'd give it a go.
Yeah, 100%. All right, mate. So what's the next product you got there to play with?
Smith's pineapple and jalapeno extra.
Can you eat a bird's eye chili, says Andrew.
Actually, I've got one here.
I got one? Oh, there you go. Oh, he's going to talk shit. What's that saying? Fuck around and find out.
Here's one.
There we go. There you go. Can you eat a bird's eye chili? Oh, there you go. No, wuckers. Ken, there you go. Oh, so it should be okay then. so tell me again, what's the Andrew's just laughing. What's the sauce you got there, mate?
Yeah, Smith's pineapple and jalapeno extra hot sauce.
All right, okay. And what's this got a flavour?
Pineapple. So.
Pineapple. Oh, nice. That's a good combo. All right, so while you're pouring that out, mate, one of the things I wanted to ask you is this competition is made up not just of pods like raw chilies, but also products, mate. What do you find you gravitate to more towards and enjoy? Are you more of a products person, or are you more of a raw chili man? What do you feel?
I find products. I grow a lot of pods myself and eat them, but I don't really enjoy them. But I love products. So
Yeah, and I'll agree with that as well. And I'm not going to disagree with people. Everyone has their own opinion and their own taste buds. That's fine. But I'm definitely more of a products person myself, a products man in the flavor. I think it's because there's so much diversity in the flavors, whereas with chilies, most of them are that fruity kind of texture, although they've got a similar texture. There's not a huge variance, although I was surprised when Neil Smith gave me a ricotta, and I was like, oh, that's really juicy, you know. So clearly it's obviously what you're exposed to as well, you know.
Yeah.
So not every single chili is going to be exactly the same, but at the same time, you know, there is only so much I suppose you can do with pods and raw chilies. So have you got a favourite product that sort of stands out?
not offhand. Maybe I'll come back to that question.
Okay, and so that being said, I know you're not a huge fan of chilies, but have you got a favourite chili as well that's sort of stands out of the whole?
I love the white ghost. I love it. I like
And why do you like that? What stands out about that to you?
It's not a end your life hot like a reaper. It's like sort of got a nice mellow heat, like it burns you, but it's mellow way it burns.
And it's not destroying your throat. It's more just sort of all around the mouth kind of buzz and burn. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Good one, mate. So no thoughts on the product, or is it just too many to choose from kind of thing?
There's just so many. Like I review heaps of stuff and I can't really just think of anything.
Fair enough. All right. So what's the next one you got to play with there, mate?
My wife just yelled out jerky. She's probably right. Jerky's probably one of the best products I do enjoy the most.
Have you got a favourite jerky producer, or he's like, oh?
It's a toss-up between Budgies and Killer Jerky. I love all them collabs.
Yeah, I will say between Budgies Jerky, Killer Jerky, and the Herd Biltong, I have definitely my three favourite brands for jerkies. I don't think the general public have got the gist that these flavours are just so hardcore and so good with so many different varying flavours, you know, and general public's just like here's some dry stuff. I'm like, cop that. I'm like, what? Catch up, boys. Like, you know, it's just I didn't realise that there's a whole world of jerky out there, and I feel like Budgies Jerky, Killer Jerky, and the Herd Biltong have opened my eyes to a whole different world. And then there is so many different other flavors out there as well, you know. And again, I'm never going to shit on anyone making jerky, right? But you know, those three I feel opened my eyes the most because I just didn't realize there was so much that you could do with it, you know. Yeah, so I totally agree with you there as well. Biltong bingo. That's a good idea. Biltong bingo, I like that. Biltong bingo. So what's the next one you got there to play with, mate?
We got some Old Bone smoked garlic chili sauce.
Oh, that's a bloody lovely sauce, mate, isn't it? What's the chili in that one?
Cayenne and habanero.
Yeah, that's a lovely sauce, actually. Yeah, I really enjoy that. It's a very medium kind of heat, I feel, and it was like a warm, crackling fire in your mouth. It was really enjoyable, like an old friend. So,
and the garlic that comes through on that one is amazing.
And the garlic, yeah, it's a really good use of garlic in that, you know. Is it sort of almost buttery as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got like a buttery kind of tinge. It's really enjoyable, yeah. I think that's very good. Like, there's so many applications, I reckon. Yeah, for that one. Love good old bones. These guys from Sydney, yeah, actually, I think it's I believe they're in Balmain. Yeah. Yeah. So we're talking a little bit about training and prep and conditioning, but tell us a bit more. Like, everyone seems to have their own process or their own set way to go about things. Do you have a process that you go about with your training and then the way you prep before competition and how you choose to condition?
I sort of just bombard myself like with really hot things because my main issue is having it. Well, once it hits my stomach, like my stomach just says, "No, we don't want that." So
We don't want
I,
you anymore.
I just bombard myself with it till I can like it's that.
Handle it. Right.
And
So so you think that that might be your weakness in the thing is gag reflex and keeping it in the stomach.
yeah,
Right. Yeah. And that's it. Yeah.
after doing like 6 pods and then a sauce chunk, my stomach wasn't ready for that. Like I didn't really have much access to many pods to chomp. Well, this year I've chomped it. So
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, something that people will say with alcohols, drinks, or foods is don't mix it, right? And so that's what I've done in this competition. Is I've changed up the what do you call it? The mix, and I'm testing your aptitude for mixing products in your stomach. You know, and most people, like we'll say with an alcohol, don't mix milk with liqueurs and don't mix beer with wine and stuff like that. And that's kind of what we're doing here. We're mixing pods with sauces and then this and then that. And you're like, but that's part of the challenge too. That shows a real champion who can get through all that because that's testing your gag reflexes, like you said. It's testing your ability to keep things in your stomach. That's testing your capsaicin tolerance. That's testing everything in the whole sphere of chili. And so again, that's what I say to everyone, to these guys like Danny and themselves. Don't rag on them if they end up bailing out early in the thing, because this is extraordinarily hard. Exchanging from pods to products is extraordinarily hard. It's usually one discipline or the other, not both. And we are combining the disciplines, and that's why this is like an extreme rated competition. You know, even League of Fire recognizes going, this is extreme. This is an extreme competition. You know, there's nothing quite like it because no one else has like tried to come anywhere near it. Going, shit, that'd be dumb. And I'm just going, but what if? You know, and that's why we're going, righto. We're Aussies. We don't sort of half-ass do things. We go full ball crazy. You know, so I thought that's why we're going to do it. So that's obviously how you create a full chili beast dish, whoever survives that onslaught and that gauntlet, you know, and you're well aware of that. And I just want to make sure that everyone else is well aware of that anyone who enters this competition is a hectic chili beast in their own right. But again, do not rag on someone for attempting something that you probably will never attempt or have not tried yet, because these things are just on another level. And we've made sure they have been custom created, are on another level. So some of them are custom versions of the original products, but they are on another level. Yeah. All right, mate. So what's the next flavour you got there, mate?
we've got Gods of Sauces, Demeter.
Ooh, nice. Demeter. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. What's the flavour of that one? I'm trying to remember.
It is jalapeno, avocado, and herb.
100%. Nice. All right, so while you're trying some of that one, how's it smell?
Smells good. It smells like you would expect from Shay. It's like, his sauces are very unique.
Very Korean-inspired theme flavors, which are good, and he's wicked at doing them. Yeah, far out. So we're just sort of delving into training and prep and stuff like that. Did you want to say anything else about the training and prep as well, or conditioning?
No. Move on.
One of the things that people say, there's obviously a physical aspect to chili competitions, but then another interesting aspect is once you get to a certain level, a lot of people believe that it's then the mindset, it's the mental mind of where you are competing. What are your thoughts on competing and the competition mindset? You know, and is there a game plan mentally for what you're attempting there?
No, look, with me, I'm actually really only challenging myself. Like, I'm going in there trying to push myself. Like, everyone else is just going to be there.
Everyone's going all for the ride. Fair enough.
I'm not saying I'm
So
going to win, but I'm really just going to compete with myself and see how far I can push myself.
that's fair enough. And so, do you have a sort of a set way that you go about things in your head to try to amp you up for that set? Like, regardless, obviously, like you said, you're not competing against the others; you compete against yourself. But that's obviously a hard thing to do too. How do you gear yourself up for that mentally?
I think it's just already there. Like it's already in your head. Like the mentality. Like I don't think anything different or say anything to myself. I sort of just know. Like when I get there on the day and I see what's in front of me, like it just happens. Like bang, okay, game on. And
Eye of the tiger, says Chris Sell.
you'll see it watching me. Like I don't. I'll be too busy focusing on what I'm doing. I think
Yeah.
everybody does it to some degree.
Do you have a pump up song or something that gets you in the groove or in the mindset before you begin?
Well, I didn't until now, but I'm definitely going to find one. That's a good idea.
Yeah,
Right.
Eye of the Tiger's not bad.
Shadow.
Shadow Boxer. Do you have to be focused or can a wandering mind reduce pain levels? That's a good question from I Am Last. What do you think about that, mate?
Well, I sort of, you sort of just sort of like try to mentally detach yourself from the physical pain. And it's not easy to do. And, like when you're having something that's like over 1 million Scoville, it's almost nearly impossible to ignore. But you just got to, take yourself to a happy place, That's all you can do.
What is? And it's funny you do say that. Actually, I've seen Shahina. We've seen right. She's the number one chili competitor in the world, or got the world title belt as well. And I've seen Johnny Scoville. I remember this video. Johnny Scoville going, "Shahina, hello, where are you?" And she's just she's in her own, like you said, happy place. What?
Yep.
Dare I ask, what's in your happy place? Is it PG or is it R18 plus?
It's probably not for this stream.
Okay, so not PG. Fair enough. we're not PG. That's fine, but that's all right. So obviously that's pretty good. That's a good gauge to sort of get your visual senses away from where you're feeling as well. That's good. It's all right. Just to smash your toe with a mallet to distract you from the fighter. Yeah, I like that from Chris Swirl. So what is the next one you got there for us, mate? What's the next flavour you got?
We've got SSB Black Mamba.
Ooh, now that's getting a bit warm. Yeah. What's in that one, mate? For those who don't know.
This one has Carolina Reaper, Ghost Pepper, Trinidad Scorpion, and Ancho peppers.
Yeah. So she's obviously a bit warm.
Yeah.
How's it smell? She smells. Yeah, she's got a hectic smell. So it's funny. Australia's got her own version of Black Mamba, but it's probably not as crazy that Black Mamba 16. So while you're eating that one, there it is. That's the face. Look, what advice do you have to people that are wanting to try out what you're doing? Obviously, what you're doing is a bit beyond normal. It's towards the extreme. What do you feel? What you give as advice to newcomers coming to this?
I always encourage people to do chili because the community is awesome. So no matter what you do, like win or fail, you've always got support here. So that's what I tell people.
100%. That's what I'm always stunned by is the chili community is so supportive of what people do, regardless of how well you go. And they are supportive of our heroes and our champions and legends as well. But I just feel that we are such a close-knit community as well, and I'm really proud of our community sort of going up and up in Australia, But if sort of as well, Ed, what advice would you sort of give to yourself as a younger version? If you saw younger you, Danny, before you tried chili, what would you say to yourself as well?
Don't be scared of that habanero. It's only a habanero.
Yeah. That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
When I was younger, they used to scare me, but when my daughter was 10, she ate one and didn't even flinch. So,
wow. So do you introduce your daughter to a lot of chili as well? Like, is she?
I have. They're not really into it, but they both my son and my daughter tried those candied Reapers from last year, the ones I had left over. And I told my son, because there was 3 in a packet, I said, if you and 2 of your friends eat one, I'll eat 2 to your 1. So I had to eat 6 Reapers on a live because they did it.
Wow. So that sort of leads up to what Chris was saying there. How's your tolerance now?
It's definitely higher than it was last year. I still know that I'm up against some beasts with higher tolerances than me, so I'm hoping that, like you said, like how you've slotted things in, I'm hoping that works in my favour.
So you hope that they might come undone as well. Yeah, because that's the thing. This year is different to last year. There are some things that are going to be in there that from last year, and there are going to be some new things. You know, some of the things might slip people up, some of them might not. Some might play to their strengths, some might play to your weaknesses. The point is that I'm going to try and exploit everybody's weaknesses. That's what the competition is designed for. That's the point, is to test everyone on every single possible way of your strengths and your weaknesses. So no matter what, everyone will be tested. The gauntlet's hectic and it's heavy duty because of that very reason. But whoever wins will be a pretty hectic beast, chili beast, like you said, to represent Australia. And that, again, is the point of the competition. So that our chili beast isn't just sort of meh, you know, because we obviously want to be a real contender in the world. So here's a question we've had from Omar Lash. He's coming up with some good questions, mate. To build tolerance, do you have to consume regularly, like multiple times per day, or like once daily? That's a good question.
I find if it's hot enough, once daily is fine. I find. If it's just like a jalapeno, I don't think that's really going to do much. It's got to be something hot, so that like you do it every day, and then the next day, like you just find that it's just easy to do.
So it's got to hurt. You've got to push it. It's sort of like being at the gym. You know, no pain, no gain. Is that what I mean?
Yeah. You've got to push your limits, and then it goes up.
Yeah, 100%. And I've seen that firsthand. I remember when I first started really getting into it, and I pushed it, and I was like, yeah, that fucking sucks. But then the next time I tried stuff, I was like, oh, that's much more enjoyable. I was like, wow. And that is the weird thing about chili, is the more heat you can handle, the more enjoyment you seem to get from other flavors, where you're like, that tastes different now, you know? And what sucked before, you're like, that's just fucking hot. And then you try it, like, oh, that's quite a lovely flavor, you know? And I really appreciate that about chili, that with some things in the normal realm of food, and like if you're a foodie, if you have something enough times, it gets boring, doesn't it? You know? Yeah. But what I've really appreciated in the experience of chili is your tolerance can dictate how much you enjoy your food, which is such an amazing new experience in life, you know? And I try to encourage everyone, just go and push your limit. Go and see what it is that you can do, and then go back to those chili things that you once tried again. Go back to those flavors that once bothered you, and then see what you think about it again. And it's amazing that your tolerance will dictate what your flavor and taste buds are. People go, oh, you don't have any taste buds, you burn them off. I'm like, actually, I feel like I have more, you know. And back, I think Bree said something like, because you're going, how are you doing that? But because we exposed ourselves to much more, we would not be worried about the burn or the capsaicin or the toxin as much. And we are more enjoying the flavors and the flavor profile that was involved in the process. Oh, we've got somebody here. They're telling you to ask it a special request. Eat a Reaper, Daddy.
I don't know.
You haven't got any?
I've got a Reaper sauce coming up next.
Oh, hey, Zeus. That's a good one. So is that the last one, is it?
No, I got 2 more after this. They get crazy after this one.
Oh, okay.
This one, the unique thing about this one is it's got green ants in it.
Yeah, I have tried that, and I was like, oh.
It's just really good taste. I love fermented sauces. I just love them. Yeah, this one, it's hot, but it's tasty, like you were just saying. Yeah, and that's the thing. I feel for some reason, I don't know why, or it just seems to take a lot more effort to make a hot sauce that tastes good as well. It's getting flavor and the heat up there, you know, and it seems like some producers or a fair few producers seem to struggle to do that as well. So I really appreciate a good hot sauce that is hot and tastes good, you know, and it seems like Jesus has figured that out with that one.
Yeah. So, yeah, sorry, keep going.
No, you're right. I wasn't really going to say nothing important.
So, look, what's in the future for Mr. Danny Wilson and Up and Smoke? Obviously, you're running the Up and Smoke family and all that. Have you got any other little projects or things that are going on for the near future or whatnot?
Just going to stick to my reviews. I've got like a shitload of reviews to do, so stick to those. I enjoy doing it. Yeah, that's about it, really. Just gonna, and now that I'm going to be a Mr. Chilli judge as well. So
yeah, congratulations on that, mate, as well. That's a pretty good honour. I'm absolutely honoured to be a Mr. Chilli judge. I love doing it as well. So absolutely congratulations as well. Welcome to the fold, because it's such a cool thing to do. It's such a cool thing to do, and be exposed to so many different flavours, but also have people trust us with their products and their babies. It's their babies, and that's their business. It's in their hands, and and we really appreciate you guys trusting us with that, because you guys work really hard and your products, and we really appreciate you guys as well, So again, congratulations to all those guys this year that put their products in to the Mr. Chilli Judging Awards, because it means that you did believe in your products, and sometimes that's actually the best thing that you can have is self-belief, So sort of diving into the whole self-belief thing, what do you got, the next flavour you got there, mate? You said you got some hot stuff.
All right. So 1.7 million Jam Fire from Chili Bomb.
Right.
Uncle Mungo's made this.
So I'm going to ask you a bit more about the self-belief, but I'm going to let you have some of that first.
Thank you first.
Yeah.
Fun smell hot.
Mick, filling up those bottles was a nightmare. I bet it was, Mick. Ooh, show us how's this look. Is this just black? Nasty looking?
Because it's got cap crystals in it, it's not extra.
Yeah. Oh, wow. It's pretty chunky.
Oh, yeah.
Chunky monkey.
She's thick. All right.
She's thick.
How's that song go? So.
This one's going to what?
Light me up.
How's that song go? I like them big. I like a chunky. So, we're just saying about. Oh yeah.
This one's 70% chili. So maybe it doesn't have any cap crystals in it, but it's 70% chili. It's got Reaper, Moruga Scorpions, Butcher Locusts.
So where's this one from?
Chili Bomb.
Chili Bomb. And where do they make it from? Where does it come from?
What do you mean?
It
come in the Chili Bomb Challenge box. Comes with all the sauces in there.
Yep.
But yeah, I think Uncle Mungo's makes this one. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay. And so, what do you think of that flavour? Is it lightening up now, mate, or
I thought it would, but no.
Or is it just the poker face? Is that what we're seeing right now?
No.
Yeah.
Maybe. No, I probably didn't have enough, but the next one's like twice as hot as that one. So the next one's 3 million total.
So that was 1.7 million. That's nothing to sneeze at as well. So that's obviously. So you're doing pretty well. Obviously, the tolerance is going pretty well. If you eat that much 1.7 million sauce and you're not really flinching, so clearly you're above normal human levels. Yeah. Fair enough. Okay, so we're sort of saying about delving into self-belief, right? So again, like we're going into this competition, right? You're facing a competition where there's going to be about 12 shots of hot sauce, right? You're going into a competition where let's get the obvious stuff out of the way. You know that the person who won last year is also the same person that has the world record for Carolina Reapers. You know that the other person that's biting at his heels is a person who was the League of Fire champ in Australia, number one for points and stuff. They've done challenge after challenge. They've made a point. They've made an absolute point this year to just go, fuck you, fuck everyone kind of thing. And sort of shove it in everyone's face. Who did the green ant sauce? That was Jesus from Rome Last. Yep. Show them that one. Yep. Jesus. Where are they from again, mate?
In South Australia. This is another SA store.
Yeah. So we were just saying that. So, yeah. Sorry.
Your Radler SA.
Yeah.
Just out of the city.
Yeah. So, with all these things being said, with taking into context these people, and it feels like that we've assembled almost like the Avengers for Chile in Australia, you might say. How do you engage self-belief in that? I'm not saying that you're a pushover, because you're definitely not. Far from it. But what I'm saying is, like you said before, it's this mental thing. How do you push your self-belief forward facing these kind of
you've named the top 2, but you didn't name the top 3, so there's still the 3rd spot. So
of course, yeah. And then we've got another person who has another record as well. We're probably not allowed to talk about that on social media yet, which we will talk about. But they are neither a pushover either. And you saw them at Parramatta. They're at Paradise Slice Fest. That was
a couple of extra reapers that he didn't even have to eat.
They comfortably won, and I'm going. That was worrying. How do you engage self-belief knowing that these people are walking around that are going to be in this competition?
I'm just hoping that there's something that tripped one of them up.
So you're just like, you fuckers, hopefully fuck you, Is that it, or is there anything else that you feel that's gonna work? That's you're gonna try and find their kryptonites or whatever?
At the end of the day, just to be a part of this is good enough for me. So I'm sort of like just want to play it on the day. But yeah, I haven't really given it much thought. I know that everybody on here is a beast. I know that they've done amazing things. So just got to see on the day. Hopefully something trips somebody up, and just keep leapfrogging and hope it don't trip me up.
100%. I hope I haven't undone your thought process there. I just wanted to get your perspective on this kind of stuff, because that's sort of why we're talking here. We want everyone to sort of get to know you guys a little bit before the comp, and so that they can cheer their home hero or where they're from or the state or just who they like the most, and get to know you guys. So what's this last sauce you got here, mate, to play with? This is the 3 million Scoville one, hey?
This is the chilies, red rum.
Red rum. And what's in this one? What's the ingredients for this guy?
It's got what do you like here? Cayenne, garlic, whatnot, and 16 million capsaicin crystals.
Oh, she's gonna tickle.
Garlic and ghosts.
Garlic and ghosts. Ooh.
You don't really taste it.
Don't really taste it. You just taste owie Bernie.
Yeah, this one's one that's just a bit hot. Where
don't wear thongs, stripper. He says. Who's wearing thongs?
I talking about tripping them up in the thong.
Oh, fair enough. Oh, I love you, mate, Peter. You're a funny bugger. Funny bugger. All right. How does that come out? Is that thick and gloopy, or what are we looking at? Ooh, and how does he smell?
It smells really garlicky. And
so the garlic.
You can smell the chilies in it. But it doesn't smell hot. You just know that it is.
That's the most dangerous ones, those ones. They don't smell hot, and then you just sort of know it is, but then you stick it in your mouth going, yeah, okay. All right. I know what I've done to myself. How'd you go? Ooh, there you go. There it is. It's in the mouth. Is that instant burn or is it building?
No, you get the garlic first.
Yeah.
And then you got to wait for the cap crystals to kick in.
Activate, kick in. Yeah. Okay.
But,
all right.
Well, I could already feel it down this side of my tongue. So, yeah, it's going to get hot, this one. I might start dribbling.
All right. Well, okay. While you're burning, mate, tell us what do you want to say to the rest of the people out there, your competitors, the people watching, the people that are interested in this competition? What do you have to say to everyone involved that's getting in this? And obviously to the producers who have given you these nasty things to eat as well, but delicious. Some of them are absolutely delicious as well. Which somebody was explaining, going, what do they think about the caramel slices? What do they think about the lamingtons? I've tried them myself. Tried every product in here. and some of them are absolutely amazing flavors, you know, and ridiculously hot. You know, what do you have to say to all these guys, mate?
Well, you guys are crazy for making this sort of stuff.
That's true. Oh, there it is. There it is. Yep.
It's all in the throat. And to the competitors, good luck on the day. Don't trip over because they'll going to overtake you if you do.
Don't trip on thongs.
Yeah, don't mess on. I'm proud to be a part of it. And thanks for giving me a chance.
100%. It's sort of SA. That's right. Yeah. And obviously, everyone else is watching at SA. What do you got to say to those guys? You're repping them.
I'm doing this for you guys. So on the day, make sure you're watching. Cheer me on. I want to see the comments on the screen. And who knows, you might get me further than I would have got without your comments. So
100%, guys. Yeah, push your legend. So what time? So it's this Saturday, 6 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Tell everyone what time in South Australia that is, mate, for your time zone.
If it's 6 o'clock your time, it'll be 5:30 South Australian time. So Saturday, tune in.
All right, guys. So that's it. So August 13th, Saturday, 5:30 p.m. South Australia time. Make sure you set your watches, right? We're going to be filming it here live from Facebook on Burn and Bites Down Under. That's right. Comment in to your favorite competitors. You don't know that, like you just said, Danny's saying that could be the thing that pushes them further. Barrack for your favorite competitors, you know, just go for it, you know, and absolutely everybody comment in, say what you're thinking, just say something, you know, get involved in this. These are your chili champions from your states. These guys are representing your state. These guys are representing your country, right? The person who wins is going to New Zealand with me to face off against the New Zealand Chilli Champion, right? If we take the belt off them, they're going against the world champ, the world title belt. Australia could take the world title belt off Shahina Wasim. We don't know. We just don't know. It's an amazing and a very exciting time for Australia. Good luck with it, mate. Wear thongs. I'm sure you'll win at least one category. But no, there's so much potential for Australian chili and the community and the industry and this championship and our competitors that it's not funny how far that we can actually go. You know, we've got a real possibility. We've already got 2 people who have broken some world records in 2 months, right? We have a real chance at taking the Oceania belt. We have a real chance at a shot at the world title. You know, we just don't know. But the point is that we want everyone to barrack and go for who their favourite chili champ is. Support them. Support everyone. Support Australian chili community people and producers and businesses. Support your chili champs, you know. Absolutely, because they're going through hell for you and your entertainment, but also for the right at not just the money, but the ability to represent their area, their state, and their country. So, absolutely. Anything else you want to add to that, Danny?
No, you said it beautifully. I'm burning.
That's it. Fair enough, mate. All right, legend. Well, look, I'll let you go. Look, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Absolutely keep up the training. You've only got, 3 days to go. Wow, 72 hours. Isn't that frightening? 72 hours till 36 rounds of crazy, spicy, insane chili torture. But huge prize, the right to go against New Zealand Chilli Champ and maybe even the world title. Wow. You know, as well as $1,000 cash. A year's supply of the chili products, a crown, your name etched in the golden boomerang forever, and always chili bling as well, guys. You know, there's so much coming up. So I again, wish you luck, Danny. I can't wait to see you at 6 p.m. our time, 5:30 p.m. again, South Australia time. And good luck, matey. All right, enjoy that burn, buddy.
Cheers, matey.
See you, legend. Have a good night, mate. Well, Spice Legends, that's it for our spicy goodness. Thank you so much for joining tonight and having a bit of a watch, have a bit of chinwag. I'm grateful that you guys have commented in. Again, in the Chili Championships, do not be afraid to comment in. Make sure you barrack and congratulate your chili champion, whoever you choose to follow or who is representing your area. Go for them. Give that might be that one comment that pushes them further, that pushes them on. do that. Go for it. Comment in and encourage them. They need every single ounce of encouragement, because every single round is going to burn, it's going to hurt. But that's it for now, Spice Legends. All I have to say is keep calm, be saucy. Woo.